Hello. Alright, so I'm going to talk about Sagittarius midheaven, which is the same as Sagittarius in the 10th house. This was a request video. I actually have this placement, so that's pretty interesting. My interpretation of this is that, so your midheaven's like your path, right? It's your career and your dreams and your aspirations and where you need to be headed in life. Partly ties in with your soul mission, like the rising sign. And when you have Sagittarius here, which is about adventure and higher knowledge and philosophy and spiritual teachings, basically you're supposed to be a monk. I mean, that's kind of an extreme version of it, but really the zenith of your soul's expression is to be a spiritual teacher, and to share your wisdom and knowledge with other people. And whether you're aware of this as part of your long-term dreams or not, it's definitely an integral aspect of this. The midheaven is something that might not manifest until, you know, like your 30s, 40s, even later. Your birth chart kind of, you don't hit all of it at once. You don't heal every house and highlight every aspect all the time. Especially your 12th house can take quite a while to figure out. But you're really meant to be kind of a leader and a pioneer in terms of your philosophies and your perspectives, and you're supposed to share these with other people all over the world, because Sagittarius represents long-term travel and long-distance travel. So you're supposed to travel also. You're supposed to explore the world, maybe with just a backpack, and learn from all the beautiful teachers that you meet. You're supposed to be adventurous and spontaneous and independent and individual and free-willed in order to get done what you need to get done. Yeah, you're really supposed to be a pioneer in all sense of ways. You're probably someone that's incredibly intelligent about numerous amounts of topics, and you probably will be studying them your whole life. And before you can really become a teacher, and you know, no one's really ever done studying, you need to really research the topics that are pertinent to your personal midheaven. If you're into energy healing, if you're into Buddhism, if you're into quantum physics, if you're into you know, peaceful communication, it doesn't really matter what it is that your soul came here to teach other people, but you need to come into contact and awareness with that at some point in your life. Just not that you need to, but I mean, it'll happen anyway, but it'll really kind of skyrocket you forward where you need to be. It will give you a lot of success to act like a Sagittarius. You're supposed to embody the qualities of Sagittarius, and sometimes it might feel like you aren't aware of this part of yourself, or you aren't completely aligned with it. And this can be true of anything in your birth chart. Sometimes you have to consciously tap into that planet, that energy, that aspect, so that you can embody it and understand it and act through it and gain what it is that you need to gain from it. So my advice here is to brainstorm a lot, and to study a lot, and to research a lot, and to teach other people, like to speak about what you know. It doesn't really matter what age you are. You've probably accumulated a lot of wealthy information that other people would benefit from. And when you keep it all in your head, you know, that's great for you. But the point, I think, of this experience is to share it with other people openly and honestly. So Even if you got into public speaking and did little PowerPoints, even if you just taught your little nephew how cool the universe was, it doesn't need to be anything like that grand scale, but acting like that spiritual teacher, like that shamanic monk, like that higher wisdom that can travel the world and share all experiences and learn and study. This is really the essence of Sagittarius midheaven. And your MC is going to be in Gemini, which is also very much about studying and accumulating knowledge, but on a superficial level. And that's not what you're supposed to focus on. You're supposed to focus on higher knowledge. So you're going to want to go in depth with whatever you're learning. It doesn't stop at a superficial level. You need to keep digging. You need to keep researching. You need to keep finding new information and new philosophies and synthesize it together. And you need to bring it to other people's attention. You need to be innovative and creative and awe-inspiring and like a trailblazer. You know, Sagittarius is that fiery arrow that pierces through your consciousness. And it is very much about truth. So another really important theme with this placement is living your truth, whatever that means to you, and fully expressing that to other people, not just having ideas about how to treat the environment, animals, people, yourself better, but to really act on it and to really walk in that power. Sagittarius can be a powerhouse, and sometimes it just charges through and you can't do anything about it. So these people, I know I've said pioneer for the third time, but it's really a key word when it comes to this placement. And you are here to make radical change and to really kind of bust open old ways of thinking and present new ways of thinking that are way more aligned to our higher selves and our spiritual aspects. Sagittarius doesn't always represent spirituality, but in this aspect I really feel like that part of it is highlighted because it is ruled by Jupiter, which can be a very spiritual planet. You tend to be pretty lucky when it comes to your career. You can kind of just like get the jobs that you need to, and you are pointed in the directions that you need to, much like an internal compass. You've got this fiery passion burning in your eyes professionally. So when you interact with someone in your workplace or you're doing an interview, you definitely make a huge impression and you usually get hired. You are probably going to bounce all over the place when it comes to what you want to do in your life, though, especially in the beginning. If you go to college, you might change your majors every semester. You might have a new job every year until you really learn to focus and direct your energies into the most beneficial path for you. Like, you might have 6 or 7 different dreams that you want to accomplish. That's also part of this energy because Sagittarius is mutable and kind of all over the place. But even if you have 7 or 8 passionate desires and dreams, they can all come true, but it's better to focus on 1 or 2 at a time, and usually completing one is going to open the gateway for the other one. So another really important piece of advice I have for this aspect is to kind of narrow down what it is that you're the most passionate about, or what's the most accessible to you right now. Yeah, all right. I could keep talking about this, but I guess I'm getting a phone call, so I gotta go. But hope this was helpful. Link in the description for my forecast services, and if you have any requests, please leave them here. Love you.